Really?
Yeah.
No. We just watch a movie in here?
Supernatural.
Only 327 episodes.
Sorry, yay. Good morning, guys and gals. How was last night? Sad to have missed it, but happy to be here now. And thanks for bobbing and weaving with us there.
Yeah.
We did massage the schedule a little bit. Not my call.
Hey. Some of us have to work on the East Coast tomorrow, so
Fair enough. What's work like? It's been a long time.
exhausting.
Glad I don't have that problem.
But glad we were able to make this happen. Glad I could be here. I'm a little under the weather this weekend, as you can probably hear. But you know, powering through, make it work, make it happen. Happy to be here. This is, you know.
You're clapping now, but what you don't know is that he and I both tested positive for the Ebola virus. If you've been anywhere within like 30 feet of us this weekend, sorry guys. We're all
It's fine.
Winchester's there.
This is just vodka, so I'm powering through.
Poisoning it away. The shirts what the fuck does that have to do with vodka? Your shirts are gonna come off. What?
No, that's tequila. That's tequila. Yeah, that's later this afternoon.
I'll take pictures.
No, but thanks. I do. Yeah, getting back to Toronto this evening, working Vault Rising is we are moving ahead over there. We're now finishing up Block 1, which is 2 episodes, the shooting blocks. I did bring a friend with me, who I'd like to point out. I said a friend. Not a brother. But soon to be a brother. Guys, put your hands together for Will Hockman back here in the back. Stand up, Will. Stand up. Come on. Give the crowd something to look at. Will is with me on Vault Rising right now. He plays Torpedo, and he is a stellar castmate, and even a better human being. So, he was interested in seeing what this was all about. He had a few days off, and I was like, man, you want to tag along to Vancouver? He was like, let's go, baby! So you guys are not only giving us a lot of love, but you're putting on a great show for my dear friend. And so anyway, Will, welcome to the family, pal.
And not entirely unrelated, but to your prior statement, he is 10, 15 years younger than we are, and he's ripped. So his shirt is coming off.
That's right. Yeah, surprise, Will. You were actually brought for a reason.
Thank you in advance.
He's like, I'm fine with that. That's cool.
Anyways, let's get to some audience questions. That was a fast hand. I'm gonna go with you. I usually give it to him, but that was quick. Unless you're just checking for deodorant. I've seen that before too. I've done that before. Yeah. I might do it later.
No, I definitely have a question. Jensen, you had actually said something that resonated a lot with me in a past con recently. That was when you're at home with your kids and you're putting them to bed and taking that extra time with them to really hear what they have to say, because they get all wound up and they're like, oh, I just want to take some time for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But and so I really took that to heart and have been doing that with my son, and just kind of like asking him questions and being like, what else? What else do you have to say? What else do you have to say? And so I'm getting these really interesting responses. It's so funny. So I'm just curious for you two, if in kind of that time when you're putting your kids to bed, if you've heard anything really interesting or funny, just memorable.
Oh my God, so much.
Yeah, constantly. Because it is, their little brains are just, firing on all cylinders in that moment. But it's because they feel like they're in that safe space. So they can, they can be like that, and they can ask these questions, and they can tell these stories, and they can just be as open as maybe they can't be when they're at school all day and they're in a world where they don't necessarily feel as comfortable as they do at home. So I feel it's important for me to give them that space in order for them to be able to open up and express themselves and share their thoughts and their feelings and their concerns and their joys. And that's a way for me to get to know them even more, is to just to let them have that space and soak it up as a dad. It means a lot. And I know sometimes it's tough. Again, like sometimes I just want to go to bed. I'm tired. But making sure I reserve that space for them, that time for them, because I think it's necessary for just a really strong relationship and growth with them. So, yeah.
Amen. And I to his point, I do the same actions, you know, like I talk to my kids and I ask them a bunch of questions. I do it for a very different reason, I guess. It's kind of a subtle form of reverse psychology to where they're getting tired. I'm like, why are trees green? Where's the sky cover? How come dogs are bigger than cats? And they're like, finally like, Dad, I just want to go to bed. I'm like, yeah, how do you think I feel? So it's a very subtle form of like, say, yeah, how does your own medicine taste? Yeah, I won't shut up, won't I? Yeah, okay, what about this? I can't sleep. I'm nervous. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, no, it's
I did have one the other night, and this might be TMI, but my youngest daughter, she said, she was like, Dad, I wish I was a boy. And I go, oh, okay, interesting. Why would you say that, honey? And she was like, because I don't want to be pregnant. I said, that's a fair concern. That is a fair concern. I was like, however, you don't have to get pregnant. And she's like, really? How do I not get pregnant? I'm like, that's a conversation for a later date. It's like, don't worry about it now. You can't right now. You're fine. And a few moments go by, and then she goes,
Let's do it.
does it hurt when you get your first period? And I go, that's it. Daniel, get here! Did you do this on purpose? And she goes, yeah, I guess you wouldn't know. I'll talk to Mom about that. I'm like, that sounds like a very reasonable thing. So again, that's the kind of like, you allow them that to ask those questions and to feel that comfortable and to speak to you in a way that they can't speak to their teachers or their peers or even their siblings, And so even though it was highly uncomfortable for me to have those questions asked, I truly appreciated what was underneath all that. And that was the safe space that she felt like she was in. So, yeah.
It's funny enough, literally this week, I was somewhere, I had something to do, and so I got home and Jen was with our boys, Tom and Shep were 13 and 11, and I don't know how I came up with them there, but apparently they were talking about having kids and another brother or sister or whatever, and Jen was kind of like, well, to Tom, she was like, for you, it took a while, like we were ready for you, because I think she was saying like, Shep, he just happened. Like we were not trying. We were aware it was a possibility, but we weren't trying for the adults. And so Tom's like, "What do you mean? Like it took a while?" She's like, "Yeah, we tried for like a year." And Shep goes, "A year? Like how many days is that?" And she's like, "Well, like 365 days." Shep goes, "You had sex for 365 days."
Damn, you beast!
Which we did not, but to hear Jen tell the story, she's like, your dad's a stud. Early this week.
Don't get the idea, Shep. Okay, all right, we're off the rails already. This is fantastic. How about right here?
Hi guys, thanks
Hi.
for coming.
Thank you.
This actually, I was just wondering if you've ever gotten your knee fixed.
Oh, and new fins?
Got your knee fixed.
I have not.
Or new fins.
New fins. I have not. I think I talked to my brother who's an orthopedic surgeon, and he was sort of like, well, if you were a professional athlete in your 20s, I'd say get a repair, take the season off. But I mean, I haven't been doing much of anything.
But you're a decrepit man.
I did a lot of, it's like second level or third level chess where I'm like, well, if I get it fixed, then I'll lose the excuse of I can't take the garbage out, I can't carry you to bed, I can't.
Fair.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'll just keep it
It's a
broken.
calculated measure.
It's a calculated,
you know.
like, I gotta use the excuse. Like, I would totally help you out. I see you carrying furniture with me. So I'm gonna use this as my crutch for working. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. I'm gonna go over here. I see blue hair. Yes, with a finger. Yeah, and a palm. You have a finger and a palm. Yes.
You both do so much for other people. You're very kind and caring, and we all know that. And I'm curious about what you do for yourselves, your self-care.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's a great question. You know, I've tried. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
This sounds stupid. I invite everybody to try it. Let's try it for 2 weeks.
I don't like where this is going.
It'll take.
It's a little uncomfortable at first, but
Oh, it's very comfortable. The first thing you do when you wake up, when you have a chance to yourself, go find a mirror, presumably in your bathroom or your bedroom or whatever, and look at the person you see in the mirror and just say thank you. Until the person in the mirror can say you're welcome. That's it. It's really, it sounds.
if the person in the mirror says you're welcome, that mirror is getting smashed.
It's very uncomfortable. It's pretty scary, but just for all that you've been through and that you're still here, the good and the bad, if you can just say thank you, you're not going to believe. I didn't believe at first. The thing that you do is easy. Like, you know, I have a great life with friends and brothers from other mothers and a great family and had a career I'm happy with. But it's easy to go like, ah, shit, ain't no thing. But until you can see yourself and say, you're welcome. Yeah, here we are. So that's what I do.
Self-affirmation.
Yeah.
That's good.
It sounds so
I like
cheesy.
that. No.
Yeah. But you feel it. In the morning. At night, do it 1,000 times a day if you can. I try and start my mornings with thanking whatever version of Jared. I said this to Cliff and Jen yesterday, or 2 days ago, and I told Jensen yesterday, flying here from Austin, and it was, you know, we've had a kid who's been fighting something off. I've been feeling like I've been fighting something off. I took the tests, I'm negative on everything. But I just felt run down. And so flying Austin to Seattle, the layover, got delayed, Seattle to Vancouver, getting to a hotel. And I got to the hotel and I was spent, like face planted in the couch and go to sleep spent. And I texted Jen, we talked later, but I was like, I have no idea how I did this, and Jensen did this several times a month for years and years and years. And then would get off a plane, get to the hotel at our apartment around 1 a.m. and wake up at 5 a.m. to get to work at 6. And so the next morning, which was yesterday morning, I woke up and I was like, thank you. That was easier to say, you're welcome, because 22-year-old Jared or 38-year-old Jared could do it. 43-year-old Jared, like, I don't think I could. So just like, thank your prior self for all the stuff they went through to get you here today.
I stick my face in a bowl of ice water every morning. Legit, like I do. Like first thing in the morning, I try to hold my breath for 30 seconds for three different times and stick my whole face into a bowl of ice water. It's torture, but it.
That's why you look so young.
But it wakes me up. It makes me feel like, okay, I can face this day now. I just did that in a groggy state. I can do this. So, but then also coming home after a long day, I'll just sit on the couch and play on the guitar a little bit, text some friends. Maybe I'll call my mom and dad and have a nice hour conversation with them, because I can't get off the phone with them in less than 20 minutes. And they always answer the phone. And it's, you know, I was like, oh, pick up the phone, it's Jensen.
Still a home phone.
Still a home phone. Still a home phone. Still a corded phone. God bless him. So yeah, there's things in my life that kind of keep me motivated and keep me going and help push me. Having friends like this, having new friends like Will, get me motivated to keep going and keep pushing. Yeah. Okay. Let's go far back, kind of reddish hair there. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
If you had a lifetime supply of anything, what would that thing be?
Testosterone?
You can buy them.
I'm kidding.
Energy. It sounds so weird. So we've had an interesting week. Not just our Tom and Shep talk, but I think that same day, that morning, I wake up. So if the kids wake up for school, Tom likes to wake up at 6. Odette and Shep like to wake up at like 6:30. So I'll try and wake up at 4:30 and get my ice bath done, get my electrolytes and protein and creatine, and kind of like get my day squared away. Because it always inevitably goes sideways, and so stuff I thought I could do at noon, it's like, oh, you have to Zoom now, or oh, you have to go do this or do that. So anyways, I wake up at like 4:30, I finally get out of my bed at 4:45, I go to my living room, and all the lights are on in the living room, and I'm just thinking like, oh, okay, maybe Jen got up in the middle of the night and just didn't turn them off or whatever. And it's like 4:45, it's still dark outside, I hear, hi Dad, and I'm like, oh God, it's like a Stephen King movie. And I look and it's Odette, and she's sitting at our kitchen counter, and I'm like, hey Doc, I call her Doc, I'm like, when did you wake up? And she goes, I didn't. And I was like, well, no, I mean, you're awake now. She goes, no, I didn't go to sleep. Yeah. And I'm like, you didn't go to sleep at all? She goes, no. I'm like, what did you do? She goes, well, I read on my Kindle, I wrote you a story, and I drew some stuff, and yeah. And I played with our dog. And I was like, okay. And I'm thinking like, she probably is mistaken. No. We go to our like Nest camera, Ring camera app that we have some cameras in the hallways in the playroom. Sure shit, she got up at like 12:15 in the morning and never went back upstairs. She didn't get up. We don't have any cameras in the bedrooms, but she left and went downstairs at like 12:15 and never went back upstairs. And she was just awake. And we were like, this is gonna be a bad day. Like she's gonna like, do we keep her from school? She's not sick. But she went to school. Had a great day. We told her teachers like, hey, she had a rough night of sleep. We lied and said she slept so we didn't seem like, like please reach out. We can pick her up. We're 10 minutes away. We can grab her if she goes, if the other shoe drops. They're like, she's wonderful. So I don't know what, if I had 1% of whatever powers my daughter, I'd be fucking unstoppable. So energy seems like it's in rare supply these days.
Yeah, energy, motivation, that's good. I'll go with a product. I'm just gonna say Q-tips.
You can buy those too. Q-tips, testosterone.
This is true, but that right there. It's just, you're just close to God there. When you hit that spot. The eargasm, that's right. I would never want to be in short supply of that.
You're puncturing your brain. That's what it feels like.
Listen, there's not much there anyway, so it's, all right, go ahead.
Fair enough. Right here, glasses, finger, palm. Jazz hands? This feels like charades. You're gonna 1 to 5.
2 vowels.
2 vowels.
2 vowels sounds like Q-tip. I'll take them.
Hi, it's Alex from Coquitlam. Was just wondering what your guys' freakiest stories from Riverview were.
Freakiest story from
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And spookiest.
Spookiest?
I mean, I think that's a no-brainer.
Yes, no.
That's a no-brainer. It was my birthday, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was, yeah. Don't ask me what year, I don't know. But we finally got a hold of the liaison so Riverview Hospital, for those of you who don't know, is the place where we shot many episodes of
We
Supernatural.
called it stage 4
Yeah.
for like 3 seasons in a row.
Because we were there so much. It's a decommissioned mental institution.
Part of it, it's still working. The buildings we shot at were the decommissioned.
We're the decommissioned ones. It was built turn of the century, early 1900s. Used for they used a lot of like
All the experimental
advanced
things.
experimental therapies on soldiers from the wars, electroshock therapy, all that kind of stuff. And so the building has got some stories. And we filmed in this place quite a bit. This one time, we get a hold of the liaison. We're like, can we get like a little tour? Because we only film in the places that they set up set. But there's 4 stories. And she's like, sure, but we can't go to the 4th floor. We're like, well, that's where we're going. She's like, all right, I'll take you up there. So we start walking up the stairwell up to the 4th floor that I guess is off limits. They don't even let film crews go up there. And
We're the Winchesters.
yeah,
Come on.
we're going. We get to the top of the stairs. She's like, so this is the stairwell I was pushed down doing my rounds. We're like, you mean you fell? She's like, no, I was shoved. I was like, by who? She's like, I was the only one here. I'm like, okay. I start walking down this long hallway, and it is, hair standing up on your arm, creepy. Walk into this one room, it is floor, walls, ceiling, tile, like subway tiles. And there's just a solo bathtub right in the middle of the room with a drain underneath it. And the room was maybe the size of the stage.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, I won't go in this room. And so Jared and I just, we walk in, I go lay down in the bathtub. I'm like, what happened in here?
He's like, take a picture.
But there's definite energy in that place that is off the rails. I would not want to actually spend a night in that place. No.
Yeah, it was, that's, every word is true. Something more kind of tangible here. I have a funny story. So when we would shoot a review every now and again, this is pre-pandemic. This is pre when anybody knew what a mask was even for or available. And we'd get to set sometimes, and the crew would all be wearing masks. And this is like 2008, 2007, 2010. We're like, why is everybody wearing masks? They're like, oh, it has asbestos. It's not safe for them.
Lead paint, asbestos.
We're like, well, it's not safe for us then either. It's like, no, you're gonna be okay. We're like, what? We shot an episode there. I forget which one, but Dean and Sam are fighting like a ghost or a ghoul, and they blast like wind at us. You know the classic. We get thrown back. And we were shooting a scene prior, and the key makeup artist had told me that I had some nose hairs that were like visible. I was like, okay, I guess I'm starting to get older, whatever. And she gave me one of those like nose clipper things. And so we had like a 30-minute setup. I'm sure you remember this. We had like a 30-minute setup before this big stunt sequence where they're gonna get the air cannons to and like leaves and dust and everything that's in the little room. And so I got on my trailer, and I've never used it. I've never really like done it, but it kind of feels like a Q-tip, just a nosegasm. And so I sit there, and I'm just like watching the news or something. I do the other one. I end up doing it for like half an hour. Long story short, I got rid of like every single nose hair in my nose, not really thinking that nose hairs are a form of filtration. And so the first time was like, and we get shoved back. Everything that was anywhere in the room all went straight to my brain, and my eyes went, I can't open my eyes. Like, you okay? I was like, I'm like sneezing. I had such horrible allergies. I called a doctor to come in and give me like a, whatever, Princeton B12, like an allergy shot, whatever, you get a massive allergy shot, because my eyes wouldn't open, and I would just keep sneezing, because I had no filtration to my brain. So that will haunt me. That was
Haunts all of us. All right, right in the back there. Yeah.
Hi, mine is kind of a similar question. Also by Jensen, there's a big poster of you in my parents' bedroom now, because I used to
Your
live
parents'
there.
bedroom? How's your dad feel about that?
I moved from India 10 years ago. He's been trying to take it off, but
It's a mural.
my question was, how has playing Sam and Dean made your life a little bit harder? Like, can you still watch horror movies and just accept this is happening?
Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
The Conjuring, for example.
Conjuring is terrifying. The house is for sale, by the way. Did you know that? The Conjuring house is for sale. I may or may not have considered it. I won't. I'm not going to. harder. It's difficult to say because I don't know how my life would be had I not played Sam. But it certainly is more difficult to get lost in a movie or a TV show, knowing what we know about. Like, part of me, the analytical part, is like, okay, I'm watching this. How did they? Oh, I bet I know how they did that. They would have had. Okay, yeah. So, or like when someone flies, I'm looking to try and see if they're in a harness or if they're picked from the back in a different sort of vest. So I do find myself kind of. It'd be like a chef going to a restaurant and like too much turmeric. Not enough bergamot. Is bergamot a thing? It's a thing. Is that a thing here in Canada? Too much of it.
Was it candle scents?
Not enough sandalwood. I do find myself kind of not wanting analyzing from like a filmmaker's behind the scene perspective.
Do your kids ever watch and go like, "Oh, Dad, you could easily take care
Oh
of
yeah,
this"?
oh yeah. My kids think I'm a lot cooler than I actually am. Like, oh Dad, what happened the other day?
Give them time.
They were like, Dad, you can beat up Joe Rogan, right? I was like, no. Like, what? No, I cannot. But he's old. I'm like, well, I'm the dad ain't young. He's also like a black belt in 15 different things. Yeah, they're always like, well, Dad, you could probably do that. I'm like, yeah. I watch this guy. Okay, Jensen knows. If you go to YouTube and you look up Anatoly, Anatoly, it's this guy. Anybody know him? I love him. Yeah, he's a power lifter. So he's like, I haven't met him, but he looks like he's a lean guy, like 160, 170 pounds. And he'll go and he'll like lift up 265 pounds with one arm and move it dressed as a janitor. Yeah. My YouTube algorithm knows that I just watch it like, so I showed my kids and they're like, well, Dad, you can do that too. I was like, no.
Couldn't do that with a forklift.
I could not. But yeah, that's where I sit.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp. Like I'll watch horror movies, traditional horror movies now, and look for the scare, and usually I can predict them pretty well because I know where the setup is and I know how they're going to do it. But it's always nice when I get surprised if there's a misdirect and it's like, oh, you think it's going to be there, and they turn around and oh, there it is. I was like, that was a nice. That was a nice misdirect, a nice double scare. So yeah, I think living in that world for as long as we did, we do kind of see it through a different lens, but still enjoy a good scary movie. I prefer like the kind of the psycho thrillers a little more than just the supernatural kind of thrillers, because I think it takes me out of it, because I'm looking for the how they're doing it. But with the psycho thrillers, that's more performance, and I tend to be more entertained by those. I'm not picking them apart as much. So, all right, I think we got time for one more quick one.
I'm going with Coach.
Let's do it.
The whistle.
That's right.
Makes us. Makes you God.
So guys, I'm here from Toronto for my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you guys. Thank you. And I know you both spent a lot of time in Toronto this year for Bot Rising for the boys.
Yep.
So Toronto or Vancouver? Why?
Well, this is gonna be.
How are you gonna do that while we're standing here?
This is gonna be an easy answer. If you're from Vancouver, raise your hand. If you're from Toronto, raise your hand. I'm 100% Vancouver. I love Toronto. He's spent a lot more time there than I have. I shot a movie there called New York Minute. So I've been there a few times. We've done a few cons there. I feel like I've been there. I love Toronto. It's very different. What's funny is come back to Vancouver. I've never been to Toronto and not had work of some sort. Not that this is work, but I've had a reason to set an alarm and go somewhere. Every time I've been there, I've been to Vancouver a few times just for pleasure. We have friends here, and I've been. We kept our condo year round, so we come up in the summer every now and again with no job. So I've had a lot more time to be here as Jared, dad, or a friend, or husband, or something, compared to Toronto. They're both really rad places. I will forever have a soft spot in my heart for Vancouver, obviously. Even just walking around this morning, remembering like the alley where we shot Skin, and even when we drove here today, it was Manners episode. When we were driving down, we were talking to Cliff and Will, and it was that little kind of like
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so I go around, I'm like, oh my God, season 1, episode 4, we were here. I remember where the Apollo was, or the little part of the seawall where our girl was jogging in red sky in the morning.
Mhm.
It's just right down the seawall. So I have all these memories that kind of pop up that I didn't realize my brain still had space for. But it's probably taking up space in my brain instead of important stuff that I need to know. But both great spots. I'll visit both whenever I can.
Yeah, the time that we spent here, like, I mean, it changed our lives. And so this place is, I mean, I always said my only complaint about Vancouver was that it wasn't home, but it does feel like home. And so Vancouver is a very special place to both you and I, will always be. Toronto's great, loving it, but it's going to be hard to ever top this city. The city's, it is cold, it's cold there. But yeah, this city will always have a special place. Yeah. So, thank you guys. Appreciate you being here.